The more that I understand who I am and the contact that I have with the divine, the more I be like, what the do I be worried for? Literally, what do I be worried for? I know this is a message for somebody. This is not just a message for me. The amount of different synchronicities, downloads, confirmations, encounters, divine encounters that you be having. Why do you even question God or worry? God shows you time and time again that he will handle it. This is a man's world. This is God's world. This is God's world. God is my man. This is my man's world. It's not a man's world. This is my man's world. God is my man. Okay. I literally have nothing to worry about. You have nothing to worry about. Time and time again, even when you thought that you wasn't going to get through that time when you was going through whatever you was going through, you got through it and you always came out better than what you was at and where you was at before. I guarantee. And if it didn't happen yet, maybe God is waiting on you. Sometimes God can't do things for you because you're in your own way. A lot of people like to get on their knees and pray, but God does for those who do for themselves. A lot of people just get on their knees, they pray, and then after that, they get up and they continue to do and live life the same. They don't do nothing different. They don't make a change, but God is not going to move on your behalf until you move on your behalf. You know? And so it's like, as soon as you start to put in that work, even just a little bit, if God sees that you start to try to make a difference, just a little bit, a teeny bit, he's going to come behind you and make things happen on your behalf because he sees, he's a faithful God. And God he's okay, just the tiny bit, what they say, the faith of a mustard seed. So even if you put in the little bit of effort of a mustard seed, God's going to move mountains for you because he sees that you're at least trying. God knows where you are. God has been around for before we was even here. He's seen it all. He knows it all. He's done it all. It was just 222 on the clock. And I never see myself talking about God this much. I'm not gonna lie. My very first video going viral on my Facebook page, I talked about how there was no God. I wasn't saying that I was an atheist, but I was basically saying like how I am God. I was basically saying like how there's no God outside of myself. God is within me and I am God. But now I speak about a God that is outside of myself, but also I know that God is within me because the God that's within me is not the God that helps everybody else. So therefore there is a God, but the God that's for everybody else ain't my God because your God ain't my God because the God you believe in ain't the God that I believe in. And the God that you believe in ain't the God that's giving me the mission I'm supposed to be doing. So basically it was like, I never see myself talk about God this much because I was a person that went from there is no God, that God is me, to now I only talk about God. And I incorporate God in everything that I do. And I'm going to always do that. Okay? So that's the thing too. Growth, baby. It's nothing wrong with you changing. It's nothing wrong with getting older and understanding things differently. And, it's doing things. It's where you start is not where you're going to end. And how you understood then is not what you're going to understand now. Because as life goes on, you learn through experience and different things happens and you have different knowledge and you grow more and like just understand that you can wake up one day, you could be a certain way for a certain amount of time and you can wake up one day and just be like, I just don't want to do that anymore. And that's okay. Nobody's judging you. At the end of the day, you got to do what works best for you. And you're going to change and shed your old skin time and time again, over and over again, just like the seasons. Spring, summer, winter, fall, those seasons change and roll around over and over and over again. Just like the seasons, you will rise again and again. And it's okay to change. And maybe that's how you were in that season, but it's a new season now. It's a new day now. It's a new life now. And how I felt back then, that's not how I feel now. And that's okay. And don't ever let anybody outside of you make you feel like you're wrong for not staying the same. And that's people's problems nowadays. They want to stay the same. What they say, ignorance is bliss. It really, really is. It really, really is. Ignorance is bliss because being ignorant, it's easy to live life in a way that just I wouldn't say doesn't serve you. You wouldn't even know if it serves you or not because you're ignorant to it. And now you can do things that is good or bad, and you could be happy with it because you don't know right from wrong. But once you start to learn and you start to realize that you start to gain knowledge and things like that, ignorance is not bliss anymore. When you start to know things, it's almost like you can't have fun like how you used to anymore because you're no longer ignorant. And I hope this is making sense because I kind of feel like I'm a little bit everywhere. But then again, most of the time when I'm channeling and when I watch other people that channel just like me, we be feeling like we be everywhere, but we don't be everywhere. It always makes sense, and it always, always comes back right on track. So all I'm saying is it's okay to change and to don't worry. And as you're changing, understand that that's what's supposed to happen. You're like a caterpillar that goes into a cocoon and turns into a butterfly. And then after that butterfly phase is over, you go back into being this caterpillar that goes back into the cocoon and turns into a butterfly all over again and again and again and again. But as you go through these cycles of being that caterpillar over again when you enter this new chapter, because once you enter a new chapter, once you close off a new chapter, you enter a new door and you enter a new chapter. You understand? That's a brand new chapter. So you're basically starting at level 1 in this new chapter. It's higher than the last chapter that you was in, but it's still level 1 of this new chapter. So you have to start from the bottom and work your way up again. Started from the bottom, now we're here. But you're not at the bottom. You're at the bottom of this new higher level and you're having to learn all over again. But as you start all over again and learn these new, learn the new way of life in this new chapter, understand that you have nothing to worry about. You really have nothing to worry about. Well, they say you may wonder, but you don't worry. You may think, but you don't stress because you have direct contact to God, Goddess themselves. And just knowing that should bring you some type of peace. Not even should bring you some type of peace. You should just be at peace. Knowing that you have direct contact with God, it's like, why are you worried? Now, I'm not saying that challenges aren't going to arise because you have to go through challenges. That's what makes you stronger. What doesn't kill you make you stronger. And ain't nothing gonna kill you because God got you. But God will challenge you and God will allow certain things to happen just to instill that strength in you. It's almost like sometimes God makes those things happen just to see if you are who you say that you are. Okay? I don't know who needed to hear this. Somebody needed to hear it. And so I'll just see y'all on the next word. But just understand that you have nothing to worry about or to stress about because God got you. You literally have direct contact to God himself.